everyone, it's Alana and welcome back to my channel for another video. Now today is gonna be something following on from the last vlog I did. So today Star and I will be trying elementary 4 and 5. We're gonna see how we got on from the last time we did elementaries. I think we did elementary 5 last time, so we had a lot of work in between. Sometimes it can go backwards after you've worked on it a bit because you're just getting used to the new flow of things. Sometimes you get better after working on it for a bit because you know you've got better. So it'd be interesting to see how Star and I's scores differ, or if they differ at all, and hopefully I'll be able to come up for excuses if it goes backwards. But to be fair, we've been having a play at putting a bit more oomph into things, which is great for the actual movements, but the transitions between movements are also good because now we've lost our half halts a little bit. So it will be really interesting to see how he gets on today. And I'm guessing you guys are like, Alana, why is Jensen here as well, looking like I've just dragged him out of the field? And that's because I have just dragged him out of the field. So Star's a bit of a nervous traveller, bless him. So Jensen has been a very, very good emotional support horse. Isn't that right, Jensen? Have you been really good? So he is literally just along for the day just to help Star travel there and back. Some people get Shetlands and support ponies to be able to do that. No, I bring a whole ass eventer with me, but it's okay. So yeah, Star is all plaited up. He's ready for the day. He's all shiny. Are you ready? Are you ready, my main man? So yeah, we're gonna have a really good time doing elementaries 4 and 5, and we're just gonna see how we get on, have a little play, and honestly, we're here for a good time, not a long time, so it'll all be chill. So today we will be travelling in style in the Equitrek Apollo. Now this is actually quite funny because I only decided a few days ago that I would be attending today. So when I rung up Equitrek and I was like, please tell me you have an Apollo that I can just steal for the weekend, they were so kind and managed to find one that I could take so I could fit both my boys in. Now, Star hasn't actually left the yard since we tried to go to regionals last summer, so this is his first time travelling to a competition in about a year. So that's why Jensen, the emotional support Shetland of the day, has decided to come on a little trip with us, and both the boys travelled like an absolute dream. So without much further ado, it's time for me to show you getting to the competition centre. We'll be competing at Manor Grange and it's time for a good day. Let's do this. Massage pad time. As you'll know, I'm chronically late, so we set off mega early today, and now we're like well over 2 hours early, so we're just gonna chill out for a bit, aren't we, mate? Okay guys, we're starting to steadily get closer to the time. Star's had his massage pad on and I've got my hair in. I want to try and show you because it looks mega cute. Can you see it? I don't know, can you see it? But I'm very proud of it. It's a totally cute bun. Let me see, I wonder if you can see it in this. No, but yeah, no, it looks really cute. Admire it, love it. So yeah, now it's time for me to get my hat and my stuff on. It's very warm, so I'm wondering if I should probably warm up without my jacket on. I don't know, we're gonna cross that bridge when we get to it. But yeah, it's lovely and warm today, so hopefully it all goes well. And then I am all dressed. I do wish I put on a slightly looser pair of jogs. But yes, it is time to get Star all tacked up. We've got exactly 52 minutes until we're trotting down that centre line, so don't mind if I get on him a little bit early because I can just literally walk him around, get him nice and chilled and relaxed, and we're gonna have a good time. Whew. Okay, what a handsome chap you are. Hey Star, are we ready? Are we ready for the day? Yes we are. So for the warm-up, I wanted to make sure Star was plenty off my leg, and as you can see, he's cantering nicely forward here. One of our biggest thing is that Star can be a little bit dead to the leg at times, so I want to make sure that he's really popping and going along. Now the flies were out in full force today, so if you see a bit of tail swishing, that's because I did not flat spray him enough, but he's moving really nicely, really sweetly. We've been struggling with this counter to trot, so I'm actually really pleased with the transitions I was getting in the warm-up. It looked really good, and then Mum accidentally filmed a slow-mo, but I've left that in because he looks pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. But we can't enjoy the slow-mo for too long because before long it's time for the test. Right everyone, we're all warmed up, we're all dressed up, and it's time to head in for elementary 4. not sure how it's gonna go. I just need to try and remember to ride the way I did the warm-up, because I get really tense when I go in. So you know, I'm just hoping to have a good time, poodle around, and for him to enjoy himself. So let's just see how this goes. So as per usual, I'll be giving you a full test breakdown. Starting off strong, we've got a 7 flat, enter in collected trot, X-halt immobility, salute, and then proceed in collected trot. Now we got 7 for this. We could have got more if there'd been more balance in the halt. And you can see that little step he makes, it wasn't quite great. Plus, it's not spoken about here, but our move off wasn't very direct. He did do a little walk into that. So next movement up is the change the rein in medium trot from S to F, and then proceeding in collected trot once we get to F. Now we scored a 6.5 for this, and that's because it was a little modest and the judge wanted more ground cover. But I'm actually really pleased with this. We all know that his medium trot is a work in progress, and that is already much better than what you guys have seen previously. So as he gets stronger, he will be able to show himself off even more. Then we've got to turn down the centre line and leg yield right to R, which we got 7 for, and I'm really pleased with that because it's really counterintuitive. You turn down the centre line, you want to leg yield left, but you've actually got to change the bend and leg yield right, and Star handled that like an absolute champ. Then at R, you've got a 10-metre circle diameter, which we also scored a 7 for, and I'm really, really pleased with that. At the time riding him, he felt like he was a little bit behind the leg, which was a shame, but I'm glad we scored well for it. Then we've got our trot walk trot, which we also scored a 7 for, which is good because our downwards transitions have been a work in progress. Now, if you couldn't guess, we were meant to canter at C and then do a 10-metre circle at H. So that was very, very late. So we actually scored a 3 for that, because there's canter not on 8 and very late, but we tried. Then we've got a medium canter, which we scored a 6 for, and that's because his quarters were in slightly and needs a clearer difference in their transitions in and out of it. But bless him, I didn't give him the best start by not setting up that canter correctly. Then we've got half circle left, 10 metres diameter, return to the track between V and E, and then counter canter up until the last marker. And we actually scored a 7 for that because it's fair balance, and I'm really pleased with that because we've been working on that for a long time. And then our transition to collected trot also scored a 7 because there was fluency to the trot. And that is something that yesterday was going very wrong, so I'm really pleased with that again today. So then next up, we've got change the rein in medium trot again, which we scored a 6 for this, and that's because his hocks were out more, and the judge wants us to push for more ground cover, but like I said, that is going to come as start gets stronger. Then we've got to turn down the centre line and leg yield left to S. Now this only scored a 6, and this was completely my fault because I undershot the centre line, and then I set him up so his quarters were leading across that, and everyone knows quarters leading is a big no-no, so I can only apologise, Start. I did not set you up for that correctly. Then our 10 metres circle scored a 7 again, which I'm really, really pleased with. And then our trot walk trot also scored a 7. So I'm so happy with that because we've been working on our transitions like mad. So then we've got a canter at C, and you betcha I set him up correctly for it this time. And we actually scored a 7 for that, especially into the circle right 10 metres diameter. And we could have scored more had we had a bit more balance. But honestly, I was just pleased we got the transition this time. Then we've got our medium canter, which we scored at 6.5, and the judges put could be bolder in the medium, there's a little difference. Now, I would like to be more bold, and this is something that once again will come with time, but at the minute I'm focusing on being able to bring him back for that half 10 metre circle into the counter canter, so I'm really pleased with the 6.5 for that. So then our counter canter scored a 6.5, and that's because we lost energy on that turn onto the centre line, and the judge wants to see more balance. Then the transition to collected trot scored a 6.5, and that's because there's a little loss of balance. But then our halt rein back 3 to 5 steps scored a 7. Really pleased with that because this is the first time he has ever had to do a rein back in test conditions. I taught him it in about 10 minutes because he is so clever, and he really, really picked that up well. So he's such a good boy. Then for our change the rein in extended walk, and this is a double marker, and you guys know how much I love our walks. And bless him, he pulled it out the bag. We got an 8 for that on our double marker, and that's because he had pleasing steps. And then from B to the other last marker, we've got to change the rein in medium walk, so that's where I've got to pick him up a little bit. And we also scored an 8 for that, and that's once again because he had pleasing steps. Now, this is where you go around the corner and you turn onto the centre line. You've got to get ready to go into trot, and this is quite often where we might break into a jog, so I am concentrating so hard here, and bless him, we scored an 8 for that turn onto the centre line because once again he just held it together so well. So then we got to transition to collected trot and then medium trot down the centre line, which has got a 7-4. And once again, it's my fault we didn't score more because we undershot the centre line slightly. But bless him, for his final halt, which was a progressive transition to halt and mobility salute, we scored an 8 because he absolutely smashed it. What a good lad. Right guys, so that's elementary 4 done. Star's just stood for a bit without his bridle on, loosened his gear, so he could have a chill out, and I'm about to get on now, ready to start getting ready for elementary 5. It went well, I think. We did kerfuffle up one of our canter transitions, which I think has actually taken down a few movements, because we also then messed up the 10-meter circle in canter, and we lost the canter transition. So we shall just see what's happened there. But yeah, elementary 5, new test, let's go and have some fun. So for elementary 5, it's a lot more demanding when it comes to transitions. We've got simple changes, which we are a bit rusty on, and as you can see in the warm-up, that left to right one is going fantastic. Even gave me a little pat there because that was exactly what we need in the test. And Alfie's seeing the test, that does not happen. But he is feeling so good and just trying to get him forward and trying to get him really, really listening to me now, because elementary 5 is just as bitty as elementary 4, but this one I feel is slightly more challenging for him, although we don't have the counter to trot. And as you can see, that simple change from right to left doesn't quite go as well, but he's cantering really nicely, he's feeling really good, and we just need to try and bring it into the arena. And for some reason, I just feel like I'm not riding very cracking at the minute. So it's one of those things where we just see how we're getting on. And we all have bad days. And for me, I just feel like I wasn't riding my best today. So bless him, he has been such a good boy bearing with me. I could really use the driving much more from my seat. I'm relying a lot on my hands to be able to bring him down. And as you can see, that it doesn't work like that. And I don't know why I'm riding like that. But as they all say, hindsight is 20/20. But before long, it is time to head into the test. So test breakdown, guys, because you better buckle in, because this test is an emotional roller coaster. So for our entering collected trot, halt and mobility salute, C track left, we scored a 6, and that's because we're losing the straightness into the halt, and the judge wanted more suppleness on the turn. So you can see I just didn't have him in front of my leg. I am carrying my stick in this test, and I think that is a big part of my problem, because a lot of tension was carried over into this test. So then we've got SF change the rein in medium trot. We scored a 6.5 for this, and that is because Star could push more from behind. Looking back, I am actually quite pleased about this, because no matter how many times I have to say it, his medium trots are a work in progress, and they are coming, baby. So next up, it's turn down the centre line, leg yield right, and we scored a 4 for this. Have a guess why? Aha. So we scored a 4 for that because it's a break of pace and there was some tension. Basically, I've just not got him relaxed whatsoever. I am not riding this properly whatsoever. So we've got circle left 10 metres down to, we scored a 6.5 for this, and we needed more suppleness and inside bend, and that's because where he's tense, I'm not able to bend him through enough. And then for our shoulder in left, we scored a 6.5 for this, because once again, we could be more supple through the shoulder. So then next up, we've got half circle left 10 metres diameter to half circle right 10 metres diameter, a little figure of 8, and we scored a 5 for this, which was kind of disappointing because the first half of it, nice and sweet, very nice, and then the tension just bubbles over. But it was a lovely transition, you have to give us that. So then next up, we've got to change the rein in medium trot. We scored a 6 for this, and that's because they needed more push from behind, for need for a clearer difference. It's not very our day in this, but bless him, we're doing well. So next up, we've got a leg yield left. We scored a 6.5 for this, and the judges put better this way. I would imagine so, seeing as we actually got the leg yield this time. But then we've got our 10 metre circle right, which we scored a 7 for, which I'm very, very pleased about. And then shoulder rim right, which we scored a 6.5 for, and that's because he's tight over his back. And that's because, once again, I have made him way too tense. By pushing for more and asking for a bit more oomph, I have just made him tense, basically. Then transition to medium walk, we scored a 7 for. Not sure how, because there's quite a bit of jogging there, but I'll take it. And then we've got the change the rein and extended walk, and for our double marker we got an 8. What a good lad. And that's because there was a clear over track. He's nice and swinging over his back. His walk really is his party piece. It's a shame we can't do the entire test in walk, really. So then once we get to that funny marker, we've got to do a small change of rein in medium walk. And we scored a 7 for this, and that's because he could be rounder. But as you've already seen, we are doing a quite tense test, and I was worried that if I asked him to be any more round, that's when we'd get a jog. So I'd rather take a 7, need to be rounder, than a 3 because we are trotting. So then we've got transition to collected canter, which actually went really, really nicely. I got so excited, I gave him a pat, completely forgot about the outside shoulder, and oh, we're outside the arena. So we scored a 2 for that. And rather than going back in where we went out, I just jumped over the boards because I panicked. I've not done that before, like ever in a test. So then for our medium canter, we only scored a 5 because I came in after we should already be medium cantering. So she said there was a fair attempt. I'm going to be honest, I didn't see any attempt. I was just trying to get back in the arena. But then for our 15-metre circle, right, we got a 7, and that's because it was well placed. So thank goodness. And then we got our simple change. Now this was going terribly in the warm-up. And we had a little jog, but I am fine with that. And we scored a 6 for that because he trotted down. But I am so cool with that because that is a work in progress. And then we've got a 5-metre loop away from the track, which we scored a 6.5 for, and that's because there was more balance needed. So basically, when we're coming back to the track, I just need to give him a bit more of a half halt to set him up for that. Then we've got a medium canter down the long side, which we scored a 6.5 for, and that was because it was fair, so we showed a nice difference, so that's quite good. But the judge wanted him more up and off the shoulder, and as he gets stronger, he'll be able to take that weight behind, so hopefully those scores will start creeping up. Then for our circle left 50 metres diameter, we scored 7, which I'm really, really pleased with. And then next up, we've got a simple change once again after this. Now, this was a simple change that was going really, really nicely in the warm-up. So I think I just got way too complacent because we trotted way too early. But we scored a 6.5 for this, and that's because there's a break of pace, trotted down, but there was a clear transition upwards. So that's where we saved some of our marks. Then we've got a single loop 5 metres away from the track, which he scored a 6.5 for, and that's because I'm losing him through the outside shoulder, and that's how he rocketed out of the arena, so I really need to watch that outside shoulder. Then we've got to collected canter, turn down the centre line, which he scored a 7 for because it's fairly straight, so it's nice to see that I can actually get on a centre line from time to time. Transition to collected trot scored a 7, which could have been better had he not been a bit above the contact into that halt, which he scored a 6.5 for. But the halt itself was nice, and he was a really good boy, bless him. Right guys, so I'm back at the lorry. Stars all finished. It could have gone a lot better, but we're just going to see. Right guys, I've got over myself a little bit now, and I'm on my way to go get the 4th can of Coke of the day because it is warm here. Now, I've not seen my scores yet, but honestly, sometimes you can be as prepared or as unprepared as you want to be going into a test. If you're having a bad day, sometimes you just have a bad day. And to me, I feel like I've had a bad day today because I've just not ridden the way I normally do. I'm really disappointed in myself. Like, I even dropped a can of Coke earlier and I'm just like, I am just having a bad day and it's just not going well for me. So, with that in mind, I'm going to go pick up these sheets with the positivity and just hope for the best because it is what it is. Okay guys, so we've got the scores back and I'm very, very pleased to say that Star's come out with 67 in the first test, which is actually way better than I thought it was going to be. And then he's come out with 63 in the second test, which is actually probably even still better than I thought it was going to be because there was a lot wrong with that test. But I know what I've got to do in the future. So like, for example, I want to get my spurs back on so that he's listening to my leg a little bit more. And I think I'm probably not going to take a stick into the test again because that's where the tension crept in. But Star was a really good boy. He really, really tried for me again today. It was just a few miscommunications. And like I've already said, I just wasn't riding my best today. I don't know why, but sometimes you just have one of those days where you're just not having a good day. But I'm so proud of Star. He was such a good boy. So now it is time to get both him and his little travelling companion J-Dog home. He's literally just been stood there all day. He's so good. So let's get going. Can considering the fact that Star has had 2 competitions at home and this is the first time he's competed away from home in over a year, I am so pleased with him today. He really knocked it out of the park. It's a shame my riding wasn't up to par because Star was totally on board and was really trying his best for me. He's such a good boy. Right then guys, so that is all from me today. All the horses are out in the field. Jensen being the top-notch emotional support Shetland he has been all day. Starman getting attacked by the said emotional support Shetland. Yeah, I've had a really good day. It's been very character building. Definitely know where we've gone wrong, where we can build on it. So I'm looking forward to just trying again and having a good time. But yes, they're all happy and back home, and it's time for me to go get some McDonald's, and then I've got to ride everybody else. So for me and all the horses, it is goodbye.